So I think I found a cool hairstyle. I just pretty much discovered this one by accident. But anyways, besides the hair, this video is about the solar eclipse. So I live in Arizona, and the path of totality for the solar eclipse did not come through here. So I packed up my bags and I went up to Denver and stayed a night there, and then went up to see the eclipse. And originally I was supposed to go to Wyoming, and the Casper Glendale area is where it was going to go right over, but traffic caused me to take a detour. So I tried to put a drop pin to go to the middle of nowhere, Wyoming, someplace called Torrington. All farmland, traffic hits like crazy. I'm smooth sailing, and wow, like just too much traffic. I was gonna miss the eclipse because traffic was so bad, and these one-lane highways, like barely even highways, in the middle of nowhere, Wyoming. So eventually I took a detour and went to the farmland of Nebraska because I was like 20 miles from there, and I had never been to Nebraska, but got to experience it. And the way the path of totality was going, if I went straight over, I wouldn't have to go up as much. Kind of confusing and hard to say, but pretty much everything worked out fine, and I ended up parking on the side of like a cornfield with some sunflowers. And here's my experience with the eclipse. I will definitely have to go see the next one because it's awesome. But I'll have to plan ahead in the future because I didn't have eclipse glasses and everything was not very relaxing. So here's the video of my journey to Colorado, to Wyoming, then Nebraska, and then back. So I went to the Four Corners where 4 states touch. You can see 4 states and touch 4 states all at once. And then here is one of the scenic views along the Rocky Mountains in Colorado, with just an amazing view. Very green. The iPhone camera tends to unsaturate and wash out colors, so I could have done some editing, but this video was taking a long time to edit, so I wasn't able to add really any colors. But it was very windy, as you can see. Had hat hair, and yeah, it pretty much looked more like that in real life. And once I got into Denver, I went to a French restaurant that was in one of the higher end parts of town. And the menu wasn't too bad. It was kind of small, but it was just really pretty. The weather was really, really nice. So normally I always choose to sit inside, but I chose to sit inside because, I chose to sit outside because the weather and sunset was nice with the flowers. It was definitely really pretty and nice to sit outside, which I'm usually against. But I got the beef bourguignon, and it was a little too sweet. The sauce was kind of strong, but it was just a nice, peaceful, quiet part of town. I'll have to try maybe some of the other items on the menu. But this was the hotel I stayed at. It was just a little bit kind of too hipster, too IKEA edgy. Like, it seemed like they were really, really trying to go towards the millennial crowd. Just, I don't know. It kind of started to remind me of some hotels that I went to in Paris, in European hotels. Weird hallway, and surprising, they didn't have a microwave, which was a really big disappointment, so I couldn't even eat my frozen meals, so I went and had to go pick up a pizza. But the bedrooms were just really, really small, like extremely small. And this was on my way back from the pizza, and this was the front of it, so they're really going for that modern look, and traffic was insane. So apparently traffic is even more insane than I imagined this morning by looking at the GPS going to Glendale, Wyoming. And it's not like the sun is going to be at a specific certain city or parking lot, because it's the sun as long as you're within that 70-mile radius strip area, even if it's in the middle of nowhere like in the mountains. So I'm rerouting my plans from Glendale to some other town called Torrington, Wyoming, and it's all back roads that way, so I don't have to take the interstate where everyone else is going, so I won't be stuck in red traffic the whole entire day. So, you know, I'm not gonna follow all the sheep. You know, the Glendale town probably has like more social activities going on, or up to Casper, Wyoming. But I mean, I'm pretty much doing this trip by myself just to see the solar eclipse, because all my other friends are lame and they don't want to go, and so I don't care about the social thing. I just want to see the full 100% solar eclipse. So taking a route detour to a new town. But yeah, I tried to go back roads because still too much traffic even to go the shortcut way. But insane sunflower fields and just traffic hit in the middle of nowhere in Wyoming in the farmland. Like, everyone had the same idea, I guess. So this was originally my route, and this was a place where I stopped to go to the bathroom. Everybody else was stopping. Some other people apparently decided to just give up the journey and try to see the eclipse from there, but you have to be 100%. Bathrooms are even disgusting, but you got to be in 100% totality. So I drove over to Nebraska. I left Wyoming, went to Nebraska, took another detour so I could hit the path, and I don't even think these people were in the full 100%, maybe, but I just wanted to keep driving and see how far I could get. And people were setting up tailgating events just on random farms. Detour out of Wyoming and go to Nebraska because traffic was just gridlocked everywhere. So I had to take a bunch of dirt back roads, but I'm stuck out in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska, literally in a cornfield. So hopefully this is a good view. But yeah, this was pretty much where I was parked. I think the only view that would probably top this for an eclipse would be like on top of a mountain, which I'll have to do for the next one. And it looks like a sunset. And you can see how dark it's getting, like a few minutes, like literally like 2 to 3 minutes right before the main eclipse just blacks everything out. Sunset everywhere. Dude, you can see a star. There's stars. Stupid phone. So yeah, here was a slightly kind of edited one, tried to bring up the brightness, but these were some photos from my DSLR camera, and yeah, you can, that's a partial eclipse, and you can see that there's a sunset all around me. Look at there's the DSLR video clip portion. But yeah, everything is dark and you can see the stars. Sadly, my camera is a little dark over there. I had a 4K camera with a sun over better here. Sensor. I could pick stuff up. But yeah, this was right when the eclipse was ending, so there's dark and blackness on one side, and then the other side you can see the light. So that is definitely insane and really cool, and I haven't seen anything like that before. But this was the partial eclipse that I couldn't see because I didn't have my the solar eclipse glasses. And the eclipse is going away. But to the normal eye, it looks like the normal sun. That's like the only difference. Yeah, if I brighten it up, then here's what everything kind of looked like to the human eye. But there was a partial eclipse going on. That's how bright the sun is. And I just decided to get some pictures of the sunflowers. But yeah, you can see there's just like the whole sky had some yellowish kind of sunset dusk hue going on. The birds are going crazy and the wind started to pick up. And another cool thing is the temperature actually drops. a little bit when the eclipse happens, and then the crickets that are going on during the full eclipse, they actually kind of get a little more quiet. So they're louder before, but then they get quieter, and then they get loud again. But these are just the sunflowers with some bugs that are pollinating them. And then at the very end, you will see the traffic to get out of town in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska. And cops even had to direct traffic because it was so insane. And I had to show the Nebraska landscape. So thanks, and subscribe for future videos.